Politically correct language hinders the speaker's ability to accurately relay messages. You're going to notice this a lot in this video that I'm about to react to. I'll point it out a little bit when I get to it, but it's like people are scared nowadays to say what's really on their mind. This is why everything is just so fake and phony, and people are just trying to not be looked at in a certain way while they rack their brains to try to come up with the words to relay their message. Anyway, let's take a look at what people think of interracial dating. Let's get into it.
Okay, what was you gonna say when I asked you, have you had that experience where like you may have been with a non-black woman and a black woman's giving you?
Yeah, I think I've had that experience in friendship and relationship, but the reason I would always come to black men's defense is because, you know, black men have to take being scolded at home from when they're little by black women, and then they grow up and they're not even like out of high school yet, and they get evils from black women for no reason. And then, you know, then they get older and then they realize, oh, there is a world outside black women. And then they go to that world and then black women are like, we're ready. And it's like, ready for what? Like, we're the same people. We haven't changed. And then they kind of expect that black men are just supposed to be automatically going for them and marrying them. And I think that's just not the case, you know?
What do you think, bro?
Let me stop it right there. He right though. It's like I guess you would say the nerd black guys that grow up to go to college and become like the rich black guys that, you know, the popular chicks that ran through jumping in cars with like 30-year-old men in high school. They're like, I'm ready. Why? What's wrong with me? And this and that and all that kind of stuff after they treated the guy like crap and stuff. So I feel him on that one. Let's see what else somebody else has to say.
Right, I think it's very different. I think when it comes to black women are very protective of black men.
There goes him trying to figure out what words to say, that politically correct language.
You know, consciously and unconsciously, black women are very protective of black men. Hence why a lot of times you can see that in their reactions when they see a black man, especially of a high status with, you know, a woman from another race. They are very, you know, black women can get, for lack of a better term, aggressive. Like, you don't, why, you know, this black man, they get money and they leave your ass for a white girl and things like that. So, and I also think it comes from a position.
He's right, but he didn't relay that very well. Let me break down his language and what he was really trying to say. Black women treat black men like crap. They talk about us like crap with the worst men in the world. They don't talk about Asian men or white men the way that they talk about us. When a black woman in a music video was talking about men ain't shit, she's talking about us. And the whole thing is we don't want to be treated like that. Other women treat us a little bit better. They're a little bit nicer people. Like I like to say in like my TikTok videos, black men have noticed how other women treat their men. And we want that. So we holler at them. We go to them, and now we're getting yelled at even more for like jumping ship. That just summed up what he said in more words than he said it. But just in case you didn't get the message.
Position of, you know, when it comes to different races of women, black women have, you know, their pool to choose from is not a lot. It's mostly black men. So
Why do you think that is?
No, I'll get to it because
See, he doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't want people to look at him a certain way. But see, King Richard, he knows what he's trying to say. Just say it, bruh.
Saying it with a straight face.
Why do I think that is?
You lot laughing.
Wait, let me go. Wait.
He's like, chill out.
I think,
let me get to it.
You know, I think the pool for black women is very slim because most black women want, you know, black men. Understand?
Is that the only reason?
Wait now. Most black women.
You're beating around the bush.
I'm not beating around the bush. Most black women.
Answer the question.
Most black women want black men, and the thing is, with black men, a black man can get any woman. You can see a black man with a black woman, a white woman, an Indian woman. So that pisses black women off. And
Yeah, that does. That does. Like, all the women of the world want their BBC. And black women don't like to share the BBC.
Why
sometimes.
though?
But why though?
Same way
you're
you
not
like
answering.
different races,
Yeah.
black girls could like different
Exactly.
races as well.
Yeah, but the
they
thing
don't
is-
Why
just
is
like
the pool
black
small?
guys.
Hold on. So
Right.
why is the pool small? Why?
Because more men from other races on a large scale might look at black women as a fetish. Most of them won't. Most men from
That's true. Every race of man would like to, in their lifetime, sleep with every race of woman across the world. That's white men. They want to sleep with black women, Puerto Rican women, all that kind of stuff. Like, every man in the world would love to sleep with a black woman one time. Will they marry him? Do they want him permanently? Let me see if they answer that question.
other cultures or other races won't marry a black woman.
No.
Yes, most men from other cultures will not marry a black woman
Because
Do you have a statistic on
because they,
because what? Hold on.
most men from other
He said it. I didn't say it.
races might want to be with a black woman, but they won't marry a black woman. They won't marry a black woman because for reasons like they feel like black women could be aggressive, and they might not be able to deal with the aggression. Black women, which is not a bad thing. Also, black
Also, let me speak on that. This is why black women like black men and literally leave black men who can't tolerate their BS. Black men are supposed to be able to handle a black woman. We're supposed to be able to take their crap and be all right with it. We're supposed to stick by their side even though they're giving us hell. And the whole thing is, no man, I don't care what race, wants to handle a woman. This is why you got the passport bros and people going out the country to find wives. It's like, literally, I'll say it if he's not going to say it, black American women are the most undesirable women in the world.
woman is very can say her mind in a very stern way.
That's stereotyping though, I think.
But I'm answering the question, right?
No, but let him answer the question.
Right, I'm answering the question how I want to answer it. So, black women have a certain way, a method to their madness, which black men, because you grew up in a black household, you understand and you can deal with and you can put up with it. Men from other cultures, most times, can't put up with it, and they might get a bit flustered when it comes to that. So, yeah, that's why you hardly see men from other races actually marry a black woman. Not saying it doesn't happen, but compared to black men marrying outside their race, it's the difference is clear.
What do
He ain't lie. He ain't lie at all. If you don't like what he said, don't like it. It's true though. Like I tell black women, y'all need to change your behavior. The way y'all talk to people in general, and especially the way that you talk to the men in your lives. Y'all need to be way nicer, way calmer, way gentler, way more feminine. Because technically, I think it's like borderline on masculine aggressive. And that's just in general. It's like you're a woman, but you're a mad woman for some reason.
you three think about what he said?
I don't agree with it because, same way black guys like different races, I feel like black women also like different races. No one gets married nowadays, so I feel like that's probably why you haven't been seeing that. But I feel like black women are equal as,
Let me stop that. It's always been that way. Sorry, sweetie. Sorry that you're mad about it, but men have been saying that for the longest. Sorry that you feel that way.
white women, light-skinned girls, whatever race. I feel like
So do you think that the standard of beauty is just like
it's the same. Yeah, it's not a
it's not, bro.
It's not the same.
It's not. I think
And by the way,
We have something called an
Pe-
ethnic.
people-
Hold on, let him speak. Go on.
go on.
Go on, go on.
I'm sorry. We have something called an ethnic image, and the ethnic image has it's a pyramid, and in the ethnic image, white is seen as desirable across the board.
She don't know what the hell she's talking about. Now, let me tell you what the image for like most men in the world, not all, but is black-haired, kind of Hawaiian, Asian, Spanish, a little bit of Indian. Like, that's the perfect mix. Like, let me think of a Disney character. Like, Brazilian body, Pocahontas. Yeah, like that. Like, I think that is like the perfect mix for like most men.
Black is seen as difficult, kind of similar to what you're saying.
Right.
Difficult, unruly, and I'm not.
It's not a seem or a guess. Y'all are that way. Change your behavior, the way that y'all talk and act, because it is that way. Like, even if I come into a relationship expecting it and I don't hear it, the moment I do hear it, I'm like, yep, there it goes.
Not saying this is just a perception. Overweight, and so much. There's a lot of negativity.
Just undesirable traits.
Undesirable.
Yeah.
So other groups of men, from what I've seen, and when I've been in social settings, other groups of men don't necessarily gravitate to the black woman because of those negative ethnic perceptions, not stereotypes.
Not perception. The average black woman in this country is overweight with attitude. I don't care what you say.
So this is why it equates to such the low desire for the black woman. And in order sometimes for black women to be desired, they've got to malign themselves with other ethnicities and their perceptions. So that's why you have women wearing weaves and anything other than what they're, anything that removes them.
Nothing is ever a woman's fault. It's always a man. It's always society. It's never their fault in anything. Like, they're perfect. You have to understand this. Women in their mind, they're perfect. They can't take blame. They can't say, I'm sorry. None of that. It's never their fault for shit.
From that black ethnic image, right? So you'll have the black girl wearing the weaves and, trying to look more Asian or anything other, or exotic, anything other than.
They're trying to look like Kim Kardashian, like the popular girls. Kim Kardashian, like Little Kim or Cardi B. They're trying to look like somebody they seen on TV. It's not that they're trying to look like a race. You're delusional. They try to look like the other pretty black girl that they're similar to. Like, if one actually looks kind of close to like Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or something, she's going to accentuate that to try to look more like her. Does that make sense? Does that sound right? I don't know where she's going. She's delusional.
A quintessentially black woman, whether that's Caribbean, African, or from the South America, whatever it is, that anything that will take them away from that image, that they can be maligned to other ethnicities so they can be seen to be more desirable. One of the things I've been noticing, even in trends with music, is you have all these Asian doll, baby doll, everything, all these dolls, right? They're calling us all these dolls.
These black people claim that they're Oriental for some reason.
So they're trying to malign themselves with other ethnicities, all those desirable traits from other ethnicities. They're trying to.
What's the most common stripper name? Monroe. I bet you. You type in Monroe and I bet you 1,000 women of all races pop up. But you're right though. The next one is China doll, something doll or something like that. It's the most common stripper name and most common like IG handle and all that kind of stuff. Like, women just basically copycat each other and copycat the most popular chick or the most famous chick or something like that. So I can't agree with her that they're trying to emulate any kind of race or something like that. Nah, I'm not feeling it.
Malign it to the black image, to the black perception. So that's probably the reason. So when you go to these settings, these functions, you'll see the men, they will not necessarily gravitate to the black woman. That's just what it is because of those ethnic images.
They think you're mean. Yeah, whole black woman's image is mean. It's stereotyped in movies. It's stereotyped in music. Black women just talk about in their music how they just use men, manipulate men, treat men, all that kind of stuff. So when anybody from another race sees a black woman, y'all got that image already, and y'all build it. Y'all can blame the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions and all of that, and every other black chick from a movie. You could blame the black lady at the DMV for that, or the black lady who was a secretary at the school or something like that. It's just mean black women. Yeah, I got that stereotype.
You know what? That's deep. I didn't.
And let me
think of it like
piggyback off what she said quickly.
I said that's deep. I didn't think of it like that. Yeah.
Let me say something after you go on.
Yeah. What she said is right. There's really a thing like ethnic pyramid, which is real, right? Which is real. And by the way, it's the men that do the hunting, right? So it's the man that, for the most part, proposes to the woman, right? So when it comes to men, even men from other races, they might find a black woman attractive. They might look at her as a fetish, but to take her back home is different. And yes, people still do marry. People still do marry. I don't know where you heard people don't get married. People
No, not as much as back in the day.
People still marry, man.
But not
it's
as much as
definitely
back in the day.
Still as much as back in the day.
No, it's not.
From where,
No,
especially from
No.
yeah,
Definitely
especially
not.
from where I
The
come
divorce
from.
rate is
People
higher
just
as
date.
well.
That's it.
People date, but people still marry.
Compared to back in the day,
Marry,
though,
but
barely.
the numbers of people getting married is lower.
Yeah.
I want to say,
don't agree, but
Yeah, I agree. He don't know what he's talking about. Maybe in his country or in his circle group or something like that. Maybe he sees a lot of marriages or something. Maybe he went to a big college, has a lot of friends, a lot of them get married. So I'm gonna say, yeah, he might see that. That might be his reality, his perspective, but not really. But then again, I know a lot of people that got divorced, so keep that in mind.
we agree to disagree.
Statistics of there's statistics, bro.
I would like to see the statistics then. If there is, I would like to see
Shame
it.
right now.
Literally just a Google search.
I would like to see it then. I know that
Everyone in
people.
chat.
No, because people.
Anyway, y'all, that was just an 8-minute video, and like I agree with it, man. But like I said, man, black women need to change their image because see, the thing is, men like fit, feminine, agreeable. Agreeable is something that I, as a black man, would tell you you're not going to get too much of in a black woman. And let's be honest, a lot of black women let themselves go, especially in their mid-30s and stuff like that. And shoot, I mean a lot. Like, to find like a fit black woman is like gold. Not saying that some women don't keep their bodies tight, but black women, it's like they try to gain weight to get the booty, but then forget to do the sit-ups to get rid of the tummy afterwards, you know? Anyway, interesting topic. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. To the next video, I'm Ken. And don't take any of this personal. It's just my opinion. I still date chunky chicks.
You need help.
Why?